All right, Shalom. For the first, we give our prayer, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, and to all our across the globe, pushing the word of truth and sincerity. I want to say Shalom. Let's go to Ezekiel 33 and 30. Also, thou son of man, thy children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one to his neighbor, every one to his brother, saying, Come, I pray you, and hear what the word coming from the Lord. You know, we had these platforms, these Facebook platforms out on the highways and the byways, in various countries, cities, and states. And you hear the men of the Lord out there prophesying, and you have these crowds. Not so much now, but I know when I first came in, these big old gatherings, man, like the apostles had on 34th and 7th, I believe. You know, you see the brothers out there and see people stopping by and hearing and trying to debate and question and asking what is the matter, like, why are we out here, all right? And you have people coming by, you know, weekly to come and hear us teach, you know, but there's going to be a time where the Lord will take us off the streets, okay? So that they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they do not do them. For with the mouth they show much love, but the heart goeth after covetousness. All right? And, you know, Tia says, so my people come pretending to be sincere and sit before you. Right? Because a lot of you guys are out here just to make mockery. You're out there with your cameras and try to record us and go home and call yourself trying to debate and trying to downplay, trying to just basically mocking the brothers, man, mocking the prophets. So my people come pretending to be sincere and sit before you. Right? You come in there all humble, falsely being humble and being meek and being sincere, asking questions, you know, and thinking that, you know, that you're trying to fool us. But we know that, hey, we know what's up. They listen to your words, but they have no intention of doing what you say. Their mouths are full of lustful words, and their hearts seek only after money. You know, and these people out here, you know, they like to hear about the kingdom and like to hear about us having slaves and like to hear about us having rulership. You know, the rewards of what the Israelites are going to have when we get into the kingdom. When we tell them they got to depart from their wicked ways, they got to follow the law, to the commandments to the best of their ability. They got to call on the name of Yahweh Yahushai. You know, they got to grow their beard. They can't eat pork. They can't commit adultery. You know, those things. All right, they become stiff-necked and hard-headed. You know, they become rebellious. Right, when the Lord requires of you obedience, requires of you sincerity and truth. You know, and then you got these pastors who are taking the style, I would say the style of the men of the Lord teachings, and they bring them to the pulpit. You know, they're switching up the doctrine. They're secretly saying that they believe in the Israelites, the prophets' doctrine, all right, and proving that the salvation is only for Israel, proving that the so-called white man, the Edomites, Esau, is the devil, America being Babylon, okay? But they do for filthy lucre. Verse 32, and loud thou art unto them as a very lovely song, of one that hath a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument, or they hear thy words, but they do them not. Right, man? Because we're able to go into these scriptures, go into these precepts, bring them down line by line, comma by comma, go into the Hebrew, go into the Greek. All right? You know, and it sounds good because we're answering all the questions. We're making it to where they got to think, to do their own research, because the scriptures talk about study to show yourself approved. All right? These things that we are that have been the Lord out here prophesying about, teaching about, telling Israel about, you know, it sounds good. All right, but when they go home, their hearts are far from the Lord. All right, they continue in their wicked ways. It says, and when this thing comes to pass, lo, it will come Then so they know that a prophet have been among them. We prophesy war even on pestilence, Jeremiah 28:8. And they have ears to hear, but they don't understand. All right, the Lord has stopped their ears. All right, they have blinded their eyes that they cannot see, lest they should be healed. Matter of fact, we'll know when the spirit of Habashai, the spirit of truth. All right. Um, I think I'm worded wrong. Right, Revelation 19:10 is, and I fell and worshipped at his feet, and I fell at his feet to worship him. He said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of the brethren to have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh Shai, for the spirit, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. All right, so we have the spirit of prophecy. The prophets had the spirit of prophecy, and that's the spirit of the Lord. All right, the Lord's not gonna get this. The Lord not gonna he said reveal it to secrets to his servants, the prophets, and that's what we're here for. We're here to prophesy. All right. Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets, man. All right. And the secrets that we have is telling you that World War III has started. You got Yemen entering into the war. You have the Iran war going on. You got all these fronts that America, so-called, or not so-called America, was Babylon, Mystery Babylon the Great. All right, they're fighting and uh, trying to increase their border, so to speak. All right, and making war with these other nations, man. Colombia and Cuba and Puerto Rico. They're deporting people from the Air Force to Puerto Rico, and they're doing all these things. But we told you that these things are going to come to pass. All right, and these things that are that were told unto us, all right, that were that probably were preordained, are to spread the word, to teach the truth. All right, these are the secrets. These are the things that are coming to pass, as we have said, man, as the Spirit have said, as the Lord have said, as the Scriptures have said. And while you're out here making mockery and doing these skits, and you're worried about the Offset shooting, and you're worried about the Final Four, and all these things that the media uses to distract you, okay, without keeping an eye on what's going on, all right, with the prophecy being fulfilled, okay. These things are gonna, I'm sure, they come to pass. Like what he says, shall I say and not do? Um, let me see. I don't know what's wrong with that. I might be. This is a good one. This is Zephaniah 1:12. It says, and it shall come to pass at that time thou wilt search Jerusalem with candles, and punish the men that are settled on their leads, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil, man. All right, so the Lord is actually searching Jerusalem. All right, he's searching the Israelites. All right, your pastors, your false doctrine churches. All right, your other camps that are teaching a wayward doctrine. All right, saying that we prophesy days are far off, saying the MOTB is not coming. All right, there's not going to be no World War III. All right, there won't be no famine. All right, do you really believe in white Jeebus? All right, not in the true spirit, not the true belief. All right, of having Yahweh outside as your Lord and Savior, man. You see, and this is what's going to be. This is going to be the recompense for trusting in the shadow of Egypt. All right, let's get this real quick. Beginning. So it says, Isaiah 46:10. It says, declaring. Let's get the whole one. Let's start at 10. Isaiah 46:10. It says, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying my counsel shall stand, and I would do all my pleasure, man. All right, so this has been prophesied from the beginning, man. All right, that these they're gonna be a World War III. They're gonna make war with the beast. All right, the allies of so-called America are turning against them. Okay, so gather, or you birds gather around about, you know, and that's what's next. Trump is alienating his so-called allies. All right, he's showing his true colors to his so-called friends, man. All right, but this has all been prophesied about, man. And we're just patiently waiting, joyously patiently waiting, all right, for the further fruition of the prophecies to be fulfilled, man. All right. And he said the council is gonna stand, man. The judgment gonna stand. All right. And we got more to come, man. Just hold on. We're almost out this bitch. I'm gonna say shalom.